This evening, Ministry of Public Health tackles lymphatic filariae. Family mourning the loss of their child targeted by a lead scammer. In the region, mob of angry protesters confronted Costa Rican's president. And internationally, birds in Minnesota are showing why alcohol and flying does not mix.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Bradford Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Greetings to our viewers in Guyana and around the world. Today is Friday, October 5th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. This morning, the Ministry of Public Health Vector Control Unit launched its mass drug administration exercise for the elimination of lymphatic filariae campaign. Here is George Gonzalez with more.
The Ministry of Public Health is determined to eradicate lymphatic filariae in Guyana, and the ministry's Vector Control Unit is leading the charge in that effort. Today was the launch of the mass drug administration exercise for the elimination of the disease in Region 4 at Cuffy Square. The National Coordinator for the Elimination of Lymphatic Filariae program, Dr. Fabu Moses Stewart, explains that this is actually an annual program.
This is the launch for Region 4. However, the activity has already begun in Region 3. It started on the 1st of October in Region 3, so this is actually their 5th day. And they have been doing quite well so far. Now, what we do every year is that we give 2 tablets, DEC and albendazole, to all at-risk persons. And those tablets have the unique ability, and this is something that we don't have in the country regularly, has the unique ability to ensure that, first of all, the microfilariae, which are the small worms, are eliminated from the person's system. And then the albendazole also has some effect on the adult worms, but it doesn't kill them. It just sterilizes them for a short period. And that's why we ensure that we do it yearly. Now, apart from that, the important thing about the campaign is the directly observed treatment that we give.
Those interested in the treatment are asked to contact the Ministry of Public Health for the nearest health center that offers it. Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonzalez.
Thanks, George. The Customs and Anti-Narcotics Unit issued a wanted bulletin last night for Rosemary Singh, also known as Rose, of Lot 123 Ram Singh Street, Annandale, and 153 South Annandale. Singh is the proprietor of Rose Bar, located at Section C Enterprise. Kanu would like to question the businesswoman in connections with the interception of 81 kilograms of cocaine on a vessel in Canada. On September 24th, it was reported that 4 persons were arrested by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police following the seizure of a large quantity of cocaine from a vessel transporting bauxite from Linden. The drugs were reportedly concealed in the holds of Jacqueline C. at the port of Valleyfield. Kanu asks that anyone with information or knowledge of Singh's whereabouts may contact with its headquarters on telephone numbers 227-3507 and 226-0431. Current opposition leader Barry Jagdeo defends his criticism of the government. In fact, he claims that former President Desmond Hoyt gave the PPP even worse treatment during his time as opposition leader. Here is Wendell Jeffrey with more.
President's time has to be taken up doing more than just ceremonial things. We have to get answers to these issues. I would be abdicating my responsibility as leader of the opposition if I did not raise these issues.
Opposition leader Barry Jagdeo recently received condemnation from President David Granger. According to President Granger, Jagdeo is too often critical of him. Yesterday, the former president told the press why he is often as critical with the current president.
It's okay to be critical of us when we were in office. The presidents could have been criticized then, but not now. He is the executive president of Guyana. Does he not bear responsibility for it? I personally raised the issue of the drug bond with him. If the loggers and the miners come and talk about their bad government policies that are affecting their livelihood, I have to bring it to the attention of the public and place it right at the feet of the president, because he is responsible. The president plays politics too, a lot of politics, whilst claiming moral high ground. The president, by the way, said that the Berbice River Bridge almost destroyed the NIS. Someone needs to give him a brief. Someone needs to give him a brief on that.
Jack Dio reflected on the period when President Hoyt became the leader of the opposition in 1992. Jack Dio said that what Hoyt did back then was far worse than being a mere critic.
When Mr. Hoyt became leader of the opposition, he was critical. So that's it. And even worse than critical, he actually led protests, and in those periods, you had some really negative issues.
Jack Dio then added,
So I would just urge the president to pay attention to that issue too.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, opposition leader challenges Granger to be more hands-on, and alleged scammer targets mourning families. But first, here is today's foreign currency exchange rates.
For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
Styles. Simply different.
Fresh ingredients and Creole foods at the Cottage Restaurant and Cafe. Finger-licking boil and fry, meats cooked to perfection. No MSG added. We cater for vegetarians too. Breakfast and lunch available fresh Mondays through Fridays. We open 7 a.m. Get coffee, Milo, or our famous power porridge, filled with a blend of indigenous barks, natural fruit juices. Catering services and delivery available. Call 231-4343. Located at 16 Access Road, Kingston. The Cottage Restaurant and Cafe. Bringing back the good old days.
Real FM. 93.1 Real FM. It's your favorite station for the best music from then to now.
Cause girls like you run around with guys like me to side. Waste your day and spend the night. Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside us. Simple things, them are your blessings, a blessing. Simple things are your.
Every day, all day for real music, real people, and real vibes. 93.1 Real FM.
Real FM.
The people's choice.
This is what shopping used to be. More plastic bags than I could carry, or I could use. They always end up in the bin, or as unsightly litter. Then it hit me. Get just one reusable bag. Now whenever I shop, I don't use plastic bags. I always have my reusable bag. It makes shopping a lot easier, and it's better for the environment.
Use one less disposable plastic bag. Make the switch to a reusable bag today. For more information, please call us on 226-2189 or 227-8429 or visit our website moc.gov.gy. A message from the Ministry of Communities, in collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank.
Welcome back. In light of a possible second teacher strike and massive layoff of bauxite workers, opposition leader Barry Jagdeo challenges President David Granger to take a more hands-on approach to governance. In fact, the past president asserts that when he was in office, he made those hard decisions that the current president is not doing. Wendell Jeffrey explains more in this report.
We're still concerned about what's happening in the bauxite belt. Teachers were important, are important, and they were important at that time for our children.
Yesterday, at his open-air press conference, former President Barry Jagdeo made some telling remarks. The opposition leader seemed to suggest that he knows best how the bauxite workers and the teachers need to be treated. Jagdeo says that the bauxite workers in the mining town of Linden are facing hardships and that they are likely to face additional hardships in the near future. And so, he's calling on the government to pay close attention to that situation.
We need more action on the part of government to safeguard those jobs.
At the same press conference, the PPP General Secretary called on President David Granger to fulfill his promise and to step in and represent the teachers.
He himself promised the task force. And when the task force report came out, you appoint your members of the task force. And these were senior government officials. Check the membership of that task force. Many people don't look at it. And then they come back to the president and he says the report is not acceptable.
Jagdeo said that when he was president, the PPP had their own challenges with the teachers, but that he personally got involved and came up with a solution.
What I had in mind was what happened when we were there, because we did have an impasse between the ministry and the teachers. And I personally sat almost 2 days with the teachers, going through issue by issue, talking with them, trying to find accommodation until we hammered out that agreement.
Jagdeo is of the opinion that the government is taunting and baiting the teachers.
It seems as though the government is encouraging, baiting the teachers with their language, threatening them to lock people up, etc., as though they want a confrontation.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Breast cancer is the most diagnosed cancer in women worldwide, with nearly 1.7 million new cases diagnosed in 2012, and it is amongst the leading causes of death for women in Guyana. To address this worldwide issue, the international health authorities have declared October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. In commemoration for the month, Deputy Mayor of Georgetown, Akim Peters, has planned a cancer awareness walk in his community of Constituency 5. The theme of the walk is Walk in Pink in Constituency 5. The gathering point is at the intersection of Dennis Street and Eastern Highway in Sophia. While the walk is for cancer awareness, different tests will also be available, such as BMI, blood pressure, HIV, amongst others. It begins Saturday, October 6, 2018 at 6 a.m. Attendance is open to all. Last month, a reportedly careless driver caused the death of a small boy and severely injured his sister on the Rupert Craig Highway. The boy's parents, who live in Ogle, East Coast Demerara, were able to bury their son with the assistance of the general public. While they greatly appreciate the outpouring of assistance, the couple were troubled after one person allegedly converted some of the donated money for his own use. Esther Sobers tells us more in this report.
On the evening of Thursday, September 13th, tragedy struck the Sugnandan family. An unnamed female driver knocked down two of their children on the Rupert Craig Highway in Ogle. The accident claimed the life of their 6-year-old son, Sunil Sugnandan, and left his sister, 17-year-old Vanessa Sugnandan, in a critical condition. The grief-stricken family had lack of finances for their son's burial and basic supplies for their daughter. After several news reports brought the attention to this, persons from across the diaspora sent money to assist the family. However, both families were unable to uplift monies themselves as they lacked the proper documentation. Hearing this, a close family friend, Jagnandan Prasad, offered to assist with the collection of the monies, but the friend allegedly had plans of his own for the money.
After he see through the news, it's me children, so he come, he say he gonna give you assistance, a little runabout because you get your own vehicle, you know. We not gonna have to wait for take taxi, for run there, you know. Well, me not get me ID card for the transaction.
Okay, to do the rest.
Yeah, no.
My wife don't have an ID card as well.
And she went last Venezuela, we went to Venezuela. So by coming back now, we missing it. So when you see doing the transaction,
So everyone that called and wanted to donate, you would tell them to give this money to this particular person?
yeah, and he just talk with the people, and behind we back, he talking something else.
Mr. Prasad said that persons had sent over $200,000.
So the man called, he sent 200 US, that which is 40,000 we know, Guyana dollars. He take that in a gift. Somebody else called, and saying kit. The people sent 175 over the money. He still not donated yet. So I tell my missus, let we go and make a report.
After Prasad, also known as Sick Man, refused to give the family the monies, a report was made to the police station. With this in mind, Sugnandan's family is asking persons overseas not to give any money to Prasad, whose contact number is 627-7090.
Ask for the little donation that whoever want to send out from overseas, so they could please send it at a close relative, and the relative could please get contact to us to get the money.
Headline News made contact with Prasad to inquire about the missing funds.
For the record, please, did you receive any money? And how much money did you receive?
Not as yet. I ain't going to pick up the money.
So you're saying that you have not received any money?
Yes, the money that I received so far, I gave to them. But
how much money have you given them so far?
I gave them, let me see, 50, 40, 15, and the next 40.
That's 80, that's 130, 145, $145,000? Have you received $145,000? How much money have you received from them?
One time,
the family refuted Prasad's claim of receiving the sum of money. When further questioned about when he plans to give the monies owed, this was his response. So it's best if you plan to give the people the money, you should do that today and don't say you're busy.
My dear, listen to me carefully. You do not listen to me what I'm saying. I have my work to do. I assist them. I have some more money that somebody called me to Wednesday and they told me they want to assist this family some money. I said, okay, no problem.
The family is asking the general public for information about the whereabouts of Jagnandan Prasad, also known as Sick Man, or persons are asked to make contact with the nearest police station. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away. After the break, the headmaster of boys' school resigns after receiving death threats. And birds in Minnesota are getting drunk on berries. But first, here is this week's fridge retraction schedule.
93.1 Real FM. It's your favorite station for the best music from then to now.
Cause girls like you run around with guys like me to side. Wasted days, spend the night. Tell me, are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside us.
Simple things, them are your blessings, a blessing. Simple things are your...
Every day, all day for real music, real people, and real vibes. Come on! 93.1 Real FM.
Real FM.
The people's choice.
Fresh ingredients and Creole foods at the Cottage Restaurant and Cafe. Finger licking, boil and fry. Meats cooked to perfection. No MSG added. We cater for vegetarians too. Breakfast and lunch available fresh Mondays through Fridays. We open 7 a.m. Get coffee, Milo, or our famous power porridge filled with a blend of indigenous barks, natural fruit juices. Catering services and delivery available. Call 231-4343. Located at 16 Access Road, Kingston. The Cottage Restaurant and Cafe, bringing back the good old days.
Wouldn't it be nice if we didn't have so much waste to dispose of in the landfill? Well, composting can help us reduce the waste we dispose of by turning our organic waste into compost, which can be used to improve the quality of our soil.
Composting is very simple and convenient. You can compost using organic waste such as vegetable skins,
or fallen leaves and cut grass and put this in a composting bin or pile.
Compost can help your garden grow healthy plants while reducing your volume of waste. It's a really good way to keep our communities clean and healthy.
So, let's all start composting our waste.
Find out how easy it is. Call us on 226-2189 or 227-8429 or visit our website moc.gov.ui. A message from the Ministry of Communities in collaboration with the Inter-American Development Bank.
Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Styles. Simply different.
Welcome back. Now here's George Gonzalez with the regional and international headlines of the day.
Costa Rican President Carlos Alvarado faced the scorn of protesters who tried to stop him from leaving a theater as nationwide protests against a proposed tax reform enters the fourth week. Alvarado's security entourage was pushed by demonstrators who hurled abuse at the president on Wednesday and demanded that he, quote, listen to the people, as he was escorted from the National Theater in the capital of San Jose. The incident comes as an indefinite strike by public sector workers, which started on September 10th, gains momentum. The proposed tax reform bill will address the country's growing deficit, but protesters claim the reforms disproportionately affect lower and middle-class workers. The bill includes replacing the current sales tax with value-added tax and introducing a levy on goods which are currently exempt from taxation, including staple food items. Salary increases, bonuses, and severance packages in the public sector would also be limited. Despite the commotion, President Alvarado was unhurt and no arrests were made following the incident. And in international news, a gay deputy headmaster of a boys' school in Zimbabwe has resigned after death threats and pressure from parents. Neil Holvemeyer, who worked at St. John's College in the capital of Harare, faced huge criticism and threats from parents after he revealed his sexual orientation to his students at an assembly on September 21st. Hovelmeyer came out after a local newspaper threatened to write an article exposing his sexuality. A parents' meeting was held Monday to discuss the issue, but videos circulating on social media show that the meeting ended in chaos, with some parents feeling strongly about it and did not approve. Hovelmeyer's disclosure has sparked discussions about homosexuality in Zimbabwe. Some commended his bravery for coming out, while others are enraged by his decision to do it in front of students. And finally, birds in Gilbert, Minnesota are flying into windshields, bumping into trees, and looking mighty disoriented. But police said there's no need to worry. The birds are just a little drunk. In a Facebook post, Gilbert Police Chief Ty Teacher wrote, quote, "It appears some birds are getting a little more tipsy than normal." Teacher believes their confused state is the result of eating berries that have fermented earlier than usual due to an early frost. Anna Pigeon, an associate professor at the University of Wisconsin's Department of Forest and Wildlife Ecology, agrees with Gilbert Police Chief's hypothesis, noting that it's not a rare phenomenon. But Laura Erickson, author of the National Geographic Pocket Guide to Birds of North America, said most of what people are seeing in northern Minnesota is not drunk birds at all. Instead, the state is seeing a heavy flow of birds passing through, flying closer to the ground in search of food. Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonzalez.
Thanks, George. Here's your 3-day weather forecast. Wrapping up tonight's newscast, we present a viewer's submitted photo of Kaito Falls at almost full strength. It's a little known fact that the name Kaito Falls is redundant, as the word tour in Kaito means falls. Do you have any photos of Guyana that you would like to share? Contact us on Facebook. If we like it, we will feature your photo in next Friday's newscast. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Friday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, at our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in Sunday morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and Monday evening at 7 for more news. For now, I am Baby Baka signing out from your newscasting. Thank you for staying tuned and do have a good weekend.